What is going on, guys? It's your boy Torque Crunch, and in today's video we're gonna go ahead and compare the new tag team Jushiro and the new upgraded Stark. I was asked a couple of times through a few of my videos on who is better out of the two, and so what I did, I decided to go ahead and make a video on it. Let me know if you've got any other comparisons you would like to see. I could definitely go ahead and do that. I'm already working on a few others, so yeah, just keep in mind I do have some in the works. Also keep in mind that this video is me just showcasing to you what the differences are, and you will be the one to judge who is the better one. Just because characters all have their pros and some have cons, but you guys are the ones that decide. If you have these characters, I just think this might be a little bit helpful in deciding who you would like to 6-star level 200 first. Anyways, I hope you enjoy. If you can, please hit the like button. It really does mean a lot. It just shows that you would like to see more of these, and yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at Jushiro, just a quick overview of just what he has as a character. So first off, he is a heart character. His killer effect is 20% extra damage on Arankars and 40% extra damage on espadas. So he got that double killer effect, which is awesome. Soul trait is normal attack damage plus 20%. His stats, let me just go ahead and pull them up. 1018 stamina, 740 attack, 340 defense, and 325 focus with 602 spiritual pressure. Obviously standout stat is attack at 740. As you guys are seeing by the gameplay, he also has a ranged attack, and I feel like the thing about his ranged attack, it's one of the best. If you look at the third NAD string out of the NAD string, it is a freaking pushback, like strong. It's almost like a strong attack. It's insane. Also keep in mind his normal attack does inflict paralysis, so that's obviously a very, very nice thing. And now we pull up the skills. This character does have quite a bit of them. First of all, he does have flash step, and then on top of that he gets long reach, normal attack plus 20 range, which is, I mean, it's so noticeable. Just take a look at his normal attack and just see how far back he pushes the enemies with his normal attack. He also gets blast zone, which increases the special range by 20 as well. Bruiser plus 40% extra normal attack damage. Berserker plus 30% extra strong attack damage, and Devastation plus 40% special damage. Also, one thing to keep in mind is that he also inflicts fire through his special, so he is a boss killer. Best build, I would have to go with the normal attack damage. It's obvious. One thing I also want to mention is that his strong attacks are perfect for this character. They push back enemies and they get so much range, especially that third one. If you guys see that right there, he pushes them all the way back. It's actually insane. Second strong attack is a vortex that lasts a long time. It's just like Noitora's vortex that just lasts a long time. First one is it's Sogyo no Kotowari. They're both just running towards the enemies, and I'm telling you, when I tell you that it has a lot of range, it really does, and it hits every enemy on sight. So his strong attacks are perfect. I feel like they are the best pushback strong attacks. I also do believe his normal attack string is the best ranged normal attack string in the game, just because it's so much range, so much damage, you know, with 740 attack, and the pushback, and it being like almost a strong attack because of that third hit on his string is insane. So now we're going to go ahead and take a brief look at Stark. This character has been out for just about a month on JP and just a couple of days for global. A very cool character. It is an upgraded version, so he did have a previous version which was not as strong and just did not do justice for Stark. So his attribute is heart. He does inflict 20% extra damage on soul reapers. His soul trait is normal attack damage plus 20%. So very similar except for his killer effect, of course. Stats, he does have 1030 stamina, 747 attack, 343 defense, 315 focus, and 599 SP. So they're very similar when it comes to stats. I do believe Stark does have a slight advantage when it comes to it. He does have a little bit higher attack, a little bit higher defense, and a little bit higher stamina. I think Jushiro just does have a little higher focus in SP, but it's not really important. You can't notice too much. But one thing that does stand out about Stark is that his speed is so fast. It's so fast. He's much more agile as well. I feel like Jushiro is a stationary type character. He has to like stand still, use his normal attack, and then he can move. With Stark, you can hit 2 or 3 times, move to the side, hit another 3 times. So very agile, very quick. Range is awesome. For a normal attack melee, it's still got a lot of range. So his skills are flash step, long reach plus 20%, adrenaline plus 20%. So that's why you guys see the speed and range on his normal attacks, because he does get an increase through his skills. And then of course he gets 40% extra normal attack damage from Bruiser, 30% extra strong attack damage from Berserker, and 40% special damage increase through Devastation. So his skills are awesome, very similar to Jushiro's. Of course, he's not a boss killer. That's the one thing about him. He's actually quite weak when it comes to his special. I really do not find it that great. Yeah, I don't know. That's just my opinion. But I mean, obviously, boss killers are nice, but they don't make a character. This character is still great. The best build I would go with is normal attack damage, of course. It's just so obvious, you know, 20% normal attack increase through his soul trait, and then a 40% extra bruiser on top of all that, and then having 747 attack. It's insane. He actually does have the 3rd highest normal attack in the game. Jushiro has the 5th highest, so they're both just meant to be normal attack characters. That's one thing I really like about both of these characters, actually, is that you don't have to worry about losing SP because his strong attacks have frenzy or his spiritual pressure is this high. Like, they're meant to be normal attack characters, and it's obvious. You don't have to question it.
とどめと行くぜ。
So now we're gonna go ahead and do some PvP. First match, of course, we're going up against Fullbring Ichigo. We got to go up against the toughest. We've got Jushiro and Stark with a lot of stamina, a little bit of attack, and of course damage reduction. Same with Noitora, but just focus in on Jushiro and Stark. This right here was a pretty easy match, I'm not gonna lie. I think oh wait, no, not easy. This one was clutch, and of course we've got our boy that comes in clutch. It's Jushiro that really does save our ass here, not gonna lie. Look at that. So he uses his special, burns up Kenny, and then gets the special again, and then uses it again and kills Kenny last second. So of course Jushiro had to come in clutch there. Here we're going up against Tsukishima. These are pretty tough enemies. I think we might be in Lieutenant or 3rd seat. I'm not exactly sure, but you know, these are tough enemies. They're all level 200. Here, another good showcase from Jushiro, using his normal attack, keeping enemies away from him, and then he uses his special to burn them up, and he just finishes it off with his normal attack. Obviously, looking through this, the better one out of the two is Jushiro. I did a few matches and I lost a couple. This is not the greatest team. I would actually have to make it better. The one that would have to go would have to be Stark. He's just not that great, I noticed. Jushiro, on the other hand, he's a great character. Here's just another really good showcase. With that 3rd strong attack, he got them away from him, uses his special, and boom, takes care of Tsukishima. And now look at this. Just take a look at this. So that right there was the PvP showcase. Now we're going to go ahead and get into the pros and cons for both Stark and Jushiro and just break them down a bit. So let's go ahead and start off with Stark. First pro I put down is that his speed is very fast. He's one of the faster characters in the game, very agile, and his range is very good as well. So he's a very fast and rangy normal attack melee character, which is yeah, compared to any other ones, he's gonna win in speed. Top tier stats, of course, he was just recently released. His attack is 3rd highest in the game. His other stats are okay as well, but of course attack is the standout stat. Neutral attribute, since he is a heart character, he is going to be neutral and won't be having a disadvantage in PvP or PvE, so that's a nice thing about him. And then of course his strong attacks are pretty good crowd control. They really do help him out. His first one gets every enemy in front of him. Second one I believe is everyone around him, and then the third one is a full screen. So he's got really good strong attacks to help you know, auto raids or auto any kind of event. And the last thing for Stark I would say is that his one con is that he does not have the greatest special. It's actually pretty weak, especially with someone like him. You're gonna be using a Chappie most likely, and his spiritual pressure is gonna be gone. So yeah, his special is pretty much useless. I mean, it's not a big time weakness. I mean, when you've got NAD character, specials most likely are not going to be something you're focusing on. That's something he doesn't have that Jushiro does have. Best fit for Stark, I went ahead and put in PvE, just because PvP, he's not the worst, but he's just not the greatest. But in PvE, he could really just auto farm most mind raids. So yeah, very good PvE character. And now we're going to go ahead and get into the pros and cons for Jushiro. As you can see, he's got quite a bit of pros. So first one is best ranged NAD. I strongly believe his normal attack string is the best in the game currently, just because that 3rd hit is so powerful. It pushes enemies back and it hits like 2 or 3 times, which is it's something new, something different, something no one else has, I don't believe. Maybe I'm missing someone and they might have that, but from what I've seen, from what I've known, he's the first of its kind, and it's a really good normal attack string. Of course, top tier stats, he was just released. He has 5th highest attack in the game. He has slightly better focus and spiritual pressure than Stark, but I mean, that's not that important. Of course, since he is a heart character, he's gonna have that neutral attribute, so that means no disadvantage in PvE or PvP. He is a boss killer, which is really good. That's something that you could really look into if you have these two characters, what sets him apart from Stark. You know, being able to use his special, even if he has got 0 spiritual pressure on him, just because it's going to burn the enemy. Of course, he also has double killer effect, which is something that's awesome about tag team characters, and he's got one of the better ones where he's just going to be killing any Espada. He's just gonna have that upper advantage, which is just I kind of feel like it's unfair, but whatever. The last two I've got are related to his strong attacks. I think he's got the best strong attacks when you think of pushing enemies away. You know, it's kind of goes with you know, crowd control. It's kind of the same thing, but I just put it in there that he pushes the enemies back, and I think it's the best set of skills or set of strong attacks that any character has in the game. Of course, he also has a vortex, which is a big plus. And then the one con I have about Jushiro is that he is kind of stationary. Like his normal attack string, he kind of has to just sit there and use it. He's not very agile. He's stationary, I guess you could say, which is not a big time flaw, especially since he's a ranged character. And if he were a melee character, then that would be a problem. But since he's not, I don't believe this is too much of an issue. But I did go ahead and list it in there just to have a con, because Jushiro, I was so surprised with. Best fit, I put PvP and PvE, because you guys saw from the gameplay, both PvP and PvE, that he's just good for both. Something that I guess he has an upper hand on with Stark. I'm not saying that he's better than Stark, and I'm not saying Stark is better than Jushiro, but what I am saying is Jushiro might be a little bit more versatile in his game and his game style. You guys let me know in the comments, who do you think is better out of the two? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. This did take a long time to edit and make. If you guys could, please go ahead and hit the like button. You guys did an awesome job on my previous one, so let's go ahead and try to hit the 500 mark on this video as well. Love you guys so much, man. Let me know in the comments what other comparison you guys would like to see. And with that said, thank you for your time. You guys take care. Peace.